Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well. I know I'm a little bit late, guys, but I wanted to still make this video for you guys because I thought it was very important. And today we're going to talk about manifestations, okay? Hey Vanessa, how are you? So a lot of people have been asking me, how do you manifest correctly? And the biggest thing when you're manifesting is to be very clear with your intentions, okay? You have to be very specific. I learned too, for me, for example, let's just say that you're trying to manifest love or you're trying to manifest money, whatever it is, you have to be very clear. Because if you say, I just want to manifest money or want to manifest love, the universe is going to give you that, but it's not going to be what you wanted. It's going to be very much so, it's like, how do I say it? For example, let's say you manifest love. You're like, I want love to come into my life, and you're praying, you're manifesting, you will get love, but it may not be the person that you wanted, or it may not be a good connection because you were not specific, right? Because love can mean anything. Love can mean general. So you could be attracting someone that may not be what your type or may not be what you wanted because you were not clear with your intention. And the same goes for job. If you're manifesting a job and you're just like, oh, yeah, I want to get a job, but you may get a job, but it may not be the job that you want, right? It may not be the job that you like. So that's why it's always important to manifest, right? Be very specific with your intention. What kind of job do you want? What kind of love do you want? How do you want the person to look? How do you want them to be? How do you want them to make you feel? Right? Also, what kind of job? Like, do you want your job to be, do you want to work in an office? Do you want to work outside? Do you want to work with children? Do you want to work with, plants? What do you want to do? Oh, Vanessa, can you hear me, by the way? Yeah, that's true. You have to explain it down too. See, I want to make sure you can hear me clearly. Um, you have to be very specific when you're manifesting because you will get it, but it's almost like you got what you asked for, but it's like, but no, but I wanted this, but it's like you got to be very specific. I'm gonna give you something generic. Very true. You're gonna get something generic because love can be very generic according to the universe because the universe really doesn't have a concept of time or a concept of what you're trying to say. So if I say I want a job or love, it's going to give me that, or it's going to give you that, but it's not going to be exactly what you wanted or what you thought it was going to be. That's why you need to be very specific. Okay, good. And yeah, I'm actually going to save this live too and post it on my YouTube channel because I'm going to upload it on there instead of having to make another video. But yeah, you have to be very specific when setting your intention. You have to be very, very clear to the universe. What is it that you really want? What is it that you really desire? Other thing I wanted to talk about too was spell work. Okay, so there are people that have asked me, I did this spell, or it's like they've asked me, how come this spell is not working and I did this spell this way? Why is my spell not manifesting? And the reason why your spell is not manifesting is because there's multiple reasons why a spell may not manifest, but I'm going to name the biggest one is because of doubts. When you're doubting a spell and you're doubting your work, of course it's not going to manifest because you're doubting it, right? If you do all this work but you doubt your belief, you doubt your abilities, of course it's not going to manifest. It's going to counteract, right? Because you're going against what you're doing. So for example, it's kind of like self-sabotage in a way where it's like you're doing the work but it's like Five of Swords energy where you're doing the work but you're going against what is it that you're doing. Another thing too, which is of course doubt, the second one too is how clear did you set your intentions? Did you really put work in, or did you just light a candle and expect it to work? Because you also have to pray. You also have to really visualize and remember, be very specific with what you're manifesting. Another reason too why a spell may not manifest the way you want it to, or it may not technically work, because what does it mean to not work, right? there's a lot of reasons behind that, but the second reason again is, how did you really manifest it? Did you did you put a lot of work into it, or did you only do it for like 5 minutes? You have to really sit with it. You have to really manifest and really visualize the spell. The third reason is letting it go. Once the trick to doing any type of spell work is, once you complete it, let it go. Don't think about it. Don't obsess about it, because when you obsess about it, you push it back. You're not trusting the universe. So for example, let's say that you want your ex to come back, or you want someone to contact you, and you're really like, you did the spell and you keep thinking about it, you keep checking on the person's Instagram, you keep looking at what they're doing, or you're doing things that are going against what you were manifesting, right? So if you keep obsessing or you keep worrying, you're going to counteract the spell. You're going to delay it from happening, or you're going to stop it from manifesting completely because you didn't trust the universe. Another example too, and because I named 3, so number 4, I'm also going to talk about an example first about love. And this kind of goes back to what we were saying about being very specific. But with love too, if you manifest a love spell, but let's say you doubt it, or there's things within you that you haven't healed. So for example, let's say that you're trying to manifest love, but you don't even believe that you're going to find love. Of course the spell's not going to manifest. Number 2, it's like, let's just say you break up with someone and you're trying to get over this person and you want to manifest new love, or you want to manifest this person. Now this can go 2 different ways. Let's say you're trying to manifest your ex, but let's say your ex is not good for you. And this happens sometimes. Sometimes this does happen where you can try to do a spell to get your ex back. And those of you that know, I did a story time kind of similar to a situation like this. And my spell worked. But there was a lesson. Remember, there's a lesson in everything. But for some people, they can do a spell to manifest their ex back and it may not work. And the reason why is because maybe your ex is not, maybe the universe is protecting you from your ex. Your ex may not be the right person for you anymore in this life. And, people are like seasons. People change. And sometimes the universe will block that person, that ex, from coming to you, or you manifesting that person because they have something better for you. So, for example, let's just say you do a spell to manifest your ex, but all the energy you put in, it's not manifesting. But let's just say that instead you attract someone else that you were trying to manifest with your ex, but it manifests onto someone else. You get what I mean? And someone else comes into your life. That can happen. And that usually can be a sign that the universe is bringing you someone else that is better aligned for you on your soul's path. Remember, we're always evolving. We're always growing. So if we're always growing, we're always evolving, we're going to always level up when it comes to certain people. Not everyone is meant to be in your life anymore. And if you do mess with free will and it manifests, there could be repercussions sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes, let's just say that you have a good relationship with your ex, but you broke up, but you guys were good, but something happened and maybe someone else got in the way and you guys want to do a reconciliation, but there's still love there. It's going to work, right? But if the person does not love you anymore, it's not going to work. Another example too for the love spell is, let's just say you haven't done healing and you're still healing, but you're trying to manifest new love. And let's say someone comes into your life, but because you haven't done the root work, the healing work, you could sabotage the spell from manifesting or from coming towards you, because you're still going to have trust issues. So when it comes to love work, you have to make sure, especially if you're attracting new, make sure that you're healed and you're ready for that new love, right? Because if you're not, you can potentially push it away. Another thing too, when it goes back to what I was saying with the love work, another thing why spells also may not work, and I think this is the 4th reason, is because you're not putting too much effort into it after the spell is completed. Now, for example, I know I just said you have to forget about it, but another thing too is you still have to put your work into yourself to manifest it to come towards you. So for example, we're going back to love. let's say you do a love spell to attract love, but you're not putting yourself out there. You're not putting yourself on a dating site. You're not meeting people. You're not openly putting yourself out there. How are you going to manifest someone to come towards you? Think about it. Think about it. Also, with a job spell, let's just say, for example, I'm like, oh, I need a job. I want a job. I want a job. But I'm not, let's just say I do a job spell, but I'm not even putting in the work to look for jobs, to apply for jobs. How is it going to manifest? So people also have to be practical, and they have to also realize that, that magic is not a quick fix. Okay? Magic is also temporary as well. You know, magic could fix something for a second, but it's not a quick fix in a sense that it's going to fix everything. You also have to put work into it. You have to also realize magic, you would have to rejuvenate the spell. You'd have to keep redoing it in order for it to keep it up, but also you'd also have to put work into yourself so that you'll be able to manifest the spell faster. So like I said, putting in a job application, going on a dating app, or putting yourself out there is going to bring that into you. For example, too, let's say you do a business spell and you're trying to, bring more business into your shop or into your online business, but you're not advertising, you're not posting, you're not, showing people what your products are. How is it going to manifest? I mean, it could still manifest, but it may not be as big because it'll kind of be in increments because you didn't really show your product. Because if you set an energy out that's good, now it's your time to let that energy go. Know it's there, but also go and put your part in and just, and it's not like you have to put a lot of work in either. It's just putting some effort, and it's like a 50-50 streak. If you put your part in, the universe will also put its part in. Right? It goes both ways. So that's another thing with magic. And I think I already discussed the fifth one. The reason why a spell may not always work is because it's not for your highest favor. The universe will always know what's best for us. They will know what best job, what best situation, what best person is for us. And sometimes our spell can get rejected, but it's because it's protection. They always say rejection is God's protection. So we may not always see the bigger picture because we're 3D beings, right, with 3D consciousness. Some of us are very highly elevated, but the majority of us have a 3D mindset. So we're going to see things a certain way. We're not going to see the bigger picture. We're going to lose hope. We're going to have this. We're going to be impatient because we're not seeing the results. All right. And then another thing, the sixth thing also is timing. Another thing with doing spells is timing. I usually don't like to put timing on my spells because time does not exist in the universe. If you're putting a time limit on the spell, you could actually mess it up. For real. Because you're wanting it to happen a certain time, and it may not happen in a week. It may not happen in a day. It may not happen in a month. It may not happen in, 3 months. It may take some time, depending on how well you manifested. How well did you put the intentions in? That also can have an impact, but at the end of the day, it's all divine timing, right? You can put a lot of work. Like, personally, I've done spells that have manifested overnight, or I've done spells that have manifested in a week, or 2 weeks, or a month, or 3 months. Sometimes, and I'm not going to lie, sometimes there have been times where I'm like, man, why isn't it manifesting? Why isn't it coming? And then when I totally forget about it, 5 months later, it manifests. And I'm like, oh yeah, and I totally forgot I even did it. And I was like, oh yeah, I did that one time. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy how it all kind of comes around and it all plays out and it all unfolds the way it's meant to unfold. So that is my quick video. I'm gonna see how much time. Oh, it's okay. How much time, but yeah, that's my quick video on spells, manifestations, why it's very important to be very specific. You want to be very detailed when you're manifesting, all right? And then you also want to be very detailed with spell work as well. And be patient and don't doubt, right? Because manifestations, even if you're doing rituals or you're just saying affirmations, you got to really believe. You got to change your frequency, because if you have a frequency of doubt, or a frequency of fear, or a frequency of non-belief, guess what? That's the energy that will be returned to you. So that is my video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to post this on YouTube. Thank you for joining the live. And if you guys have any questions, let me know too. I know I got on very late, but let me know if you have any questions too you want to ask. If not, then I will get off. So let me know. Alright guys, well, thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.